with the team and as a Beachbody coach. And like Emma had said, I think I started following her back in Hawaii. It must have been about over 3 years ago, definitely. And I had talked to her then about I was feeling really tired, and I was a yo-yo dieter back then, and I needed some help, and then I backed out, and then I was just back and forth. But I stayed friends with her the whole time, and though I didn't say anything, I definitely would always read her posts and always find them encouraging. Well, fast forward to now, and I am a mom. I have a 4 and a 6-year-old. I'm a military wife, so we've literally moved all over the place. And I'm a makeup artist. I've been a makeup artist for 9 years, and I recently just beat stage 3 breast cancer. And a lot of things changed for me after that. While I was going through it, I had to do like 16 chemos, and I did a double mastectomy, and I was 30 when I got diagnosed. And then I did 6 weeks of radiation, and so much changed within me. I just thought, when I got sick, sometimes you feel like your body's invincible, and all of a sudden I realized, whoa, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to take care of myself. There must be something wrong that I did. I don't have a history of breast cancer in my family. So they had said they thought it was sporadic, but I've always been a yo-yo dieter. I've always drank a lot of caffeine. And so I was thinking, where did I go wrong? And it made me examine so many things about myself, my eating and, what I could do to prevent a recurrence and a lot of things. And so that's when I got back in touch with Emma, and I decided to do the 21-day fix and start coaching and share my journey along the way. I gained like 40 pounds from being on chemo and steroids and just being depressed and being like, I'm just going to eat some Ben & Jerry's. So I definitely don't look like myself. I wanted to be the healthiest self I could be. And I thought, you know what, I'll put it all out there for all my friends to see and hopefully, share some information with them and uplift them and help them learn how to take care of themselves, because I know I didn't. So that's my why. And then since I've started, it's just been really great. I love doing this. I love the positivity. I love seeing everybody's interactions. And today I actually went back to work for the first time in 8 months, and I found myself sad. I was missing my Beachbody interactions, and I was like not feeling my makeup artist thing at all. But nonetheless, I had to get into the groove. But I just love doing this, and I've been consistently doing adding the power of 3, adding 3 people a day. I message people, reach out, like their things, comment, just check in and see how they're doing if I haven't talked to them in a while. And everybody's seen me on my journey, so that's good. And this month so far, I've lost 13 pounds. And so my family and stuff is going, hey, what are you doing? What's going on? And they know how dead tired I was before I started Shakeology. So that's created this response amongst people at my church and friends and stuff. And that is how I got to, I actually am at 7 now, Emma. I got 1 more this evening. So yeah. And so yeah, I just feel really passionate about it. I'm so excited to be here. I'm loving it.
Share a little bit about your husband.
Oh,
if that's okay, because he's he's like my. I think our husbands actually might have overlapped. But
yeah,
kind of same, like hard-headed. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so my husband's a Marine. He just started his 14th year, and he's a former drill instructor, and that kind of like says a lot about him right there. He's really passionate, but he's really hard-headed. And when I signed up to do this, he was like, "Oh, what?" And he was just being like, And he was like, "Well, if that's what you want to do, fine, but I'm not getting involved." And within a few days, he started questioning, my energy, and he wanted to try Shakeology. And there it started for him. He started Shakeology, and he was like, oh my gosh, I feel great. Like, I'm not drinking any coffee throughout the day. And he's been perpetually trying to quit smoking for about 10 years. And he was like, of course, he's not trying to not smoke right now. And he said, I don't have any cravings at all. And like, I just have no interest in junk food. It's weird. He was like, I got to get going on this. So I had to order him his own Shakeology because he was taking up all of mine. And and then he decided to start the 21-day fix too and sign up as a coach. And now he's gone from being like totally against to super involved. He's creating a gym fit club area right now.
That is so cool. Well, thank you for sharing your story. And so much has happened. It's literally been, you guys, it's been like 3 weeks since she signed up. But she signed up. We had our first phone call. She was like, okay, I added her to the new coach launch. And she's in there posting every day. Her husband's posting his pictures of his little containers he takes to work of the 21-day fix food and how much he loves it. And he's full. And it's just so cool to see like how amazing this is going to be for their family. And after going through such a hard time, if I would have never continued on the relationship, that Christy and I had, or if I would have given up, then she wouldn't be doing this right now with our team. And it's just, you just never know, you guys, like where your impact is going and what people are doing and if they're watching you. And so even if you think that nobody's seeing your light, they are. So just remember to keep spreading your light. So thank you, Christy, so much for speaking on the call as a brand new coach. I just called her right out.
I have to tell you guys one more thing, actually. So I hadn't spoke to Emma in a good bit, maybe 2.5 years or something. And I happened to like something on her page and she messaged me, and that's what kind of put the seed back in my head. And she just reached out to say, hey, how's it going? I haven't talked to you in a long time. And so, that really, put things in motion for me. But thank you, Emma. Thanks for letting me share.
You're welcome. Thanks very much. Okay, let's get back into the meat and potatoes of the call. We could have just ended the call on that end scene, drop mic, walk away. Okay. So we're talking about overcoming objections tonight. And the first thing that I truly believe is it has to start with you. Do any of you guys believe, do you think the same thing? Like, you have to find your soulmate workout. And that's what it was for me. Like, in the beginning, I did Turbo Fire totally for selfish reasons. It was for me. I needed it. I wanted the endorphin rush. I wanted to have fun with my fitness. I didn't care about sharing it with anyone else because it wasn't about that. And I think because it was just all about me just loving it, I was sharing it on Facebook. Yeah, I would type things like, fire it up today. And before I became coach, and I would invite people to work out at my house and do all of those things. It was so authentic for me because I found the program that made me feel alive, and it worked for me. And so if you haven't yet, you need to find your soulmate workout, the one that you're like, it gives you the goosebumps during the workout, and there's one out there for everybody. And even if it's not necessarily a Beachbody program, maybe your soulmate workout's hiking in the mountains, but you can find something that you do at home that prepares you for that, if that makes sense. So I put on here, you got to love it because it's so important to love it. I'm actually going to, there we go. You got to love it. You got to believe in it. You got to see the value in it. So for me, we were broke as a joke. You guys know this. When I first started and when I ordered Turbo Fire, I had to charge it on a credit card. I had to choose the payment plan because we had no money. But it was worth it every penny to me because it got me back. And it was that simple. And I don't regret it. I definitely don't regret it. And then about a year later, Teresa had been planting seeds online, love her, showing what she was doing. She would post, her own transformation. She would post success pictures from her challenge groups. She would post about joining her team and the military discount, quote unquote. And by her doing that, it really got me interested because she was so unapologetic about it. So all those seeds started to add up. And then I didn't know anything about Shakeology, but what, honey? What, Bella? No, I didn't. Sorry. Um, but I didn't know anything about Shakeology, but when she just told me, this is something that you need, and she was so confident in it that I was confident in it because of hers. I like borrowed her confidence. I was like, oh, okay, then I guess I'll try it. And I did my research, and I tried other people's shakes that were available on the market, and I knew Shakeology was the bomb diggity. It just was. And so I had no problem talking to people about it because it just was. It's like my kids. I love them so much, and I'm so biased because of how much I love them that I have no problem talking about my kids all day long. So it starts with you having that belief. And then the second thing is that I share what I'm doing all the time unapologetically. Like, I don't do this because I'm trying to annoy my friends. I don't do this because I'm on a hidden agenda. I just am showing my stuff because I'm being real. Because if you try to fake this, then you'll never really make it, because you want to be genuine and be you, right? So I'm talking about how I'm writing down my goals and how I'm starting challenge groups, and how this is just stuff I posted this week, how I'm taking initiative to be a leader, and then how I went out to lunch with a friend and how we have similar healthy habits and how that rubs off on each other. And here's some of my food I'm eating, and oh, here's my Shakeology, and oh, here's me working out. And I do that, and I tell my story every day. I don't lead with $10 for 21 day fix, $10 for 21 day fix. That's not what I'm leading with. I'm leading with me, because Beachbody's doing a great job getting the word out with their marketing about what the products are, what they can do, etc. And we can borrow those tools from them. And I'll share when that's appropriate in a little bit. But I'm showing that I'm authentic and I'm real, and that people can trust me because I'm never going to give up. I just am going to keep doing this thing no matter what, right? And people want that from a coach. They want a coach they know they can depend on, that they can trust, that's going to go the distance with them. Okay. So a big failure that I had was, so I told you I was so in love with Turbo that I would invite people to come over and work out with me in my little tiny garage or living room. We really did this at 5 a.m. And and when I became a coach, all of a sudden I thought, oh, I got to put on a salesman's hat. And it was like I switched hats from being a friend to the salesperson. And that was probably one of the worst things I could do, because I started to lead with my agenda instead of leading with them. So one of the biggest things, though, I learned, and one of the things I'm most thankful for, is that I failed so many times, but I realized every time I was failing, I was learning. And so anytime you hit a roadblock or an objection or an obstacle that you have to overcome, or you totally mess something up, like you might offend people. Like I know I offended people because I was just all about me and not about them, but anytime you do that, you learn, and you can go, okay, what could I have done better? How could I have made them feel important instead of making it about me? But what I did as a new coach is I would say, hey, I'm doing this challenge group, or I'm a Beachbody coach now, and I was wondering if you wanted to do my group online. And they'd go, sure, what is it? Or maybe, what is it? And I'd be like, well, I'm so excited. See, you can get Turbo Fire, and it comes with 12 different DVDs. So you have the HIIT drills and the kickboxing and the punching and the abs and the yoga and the and I just went into this diarrhea mouth of information all over them, and I knew nothing about what they wanted. And then I'd get into Shakeology. Shakeology is amazing. There's nothing like it. Superfoods and blah, 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 blah. And I diarrheaed all of that information all over them again. And I had no idea what they knew. I had no idea what they needed. And I was just sharing my agenda and I thought I was building value. I'm like, this is a great value. But I looked like an infomercial instead of being a coach. And a coach is somebody that leads and inspires. And that is not inspiring at all. But I learned. And I learned the hard way sometimes, because then my friends would be like, I don't want to talk to that girl. But thankfully, I was good at being humble enough to come back into the conversation and say, whoa, I think I overwhelmed you with information. Let's reverse this back a little bit. Let's talk about you. And kind of dug myself out of those holes. But that was a big failure that I made in the beginning. The other thing a big failure that I made was I was I wasn't proud of being a coach. And I should have been, because we offer something so special and we do something that's literally life-changing. That's why I have the new coach stories at the beginning of every call, because I want people to see that time after time, we're making a difference. Like, we really truly are. And being a coach is cool. But I didn't really know what was going to happen with this business. And I didn't know if I believed in myself enough. And so I wouldn't lead with, yeah, I'm a coach, I can help you. It was more of like, I would only offer it if it was something that they directly asked me, like, what do you do, or whatever, instead of being proud of it and just saying, I can help you, I can do this, this is what we do, I'm super excited, let's do this together. And I missed a lot of opportunities because of that. I love this quote: people don't care what you know until they know that you care. So something that I do is I always start the day with prayer. And if you don't believe in praying, then you can start the day with meditation and some personal development. And get your mind right. So you don't wake up, open your phone, and then go, oh, I have 20 messages to reply to, and ooh, there's 35 notifications, because then you start that chaoticness of, oh, there's so much information, and oh, I got to get my to-do list done, and ping, 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 ping. Instead of opening, like, you start the day with prayer of, okay, who do I need to talk to, and how can I add value to them today? And lead with that intent. And then start off with your power of 3 and do that first. And send your reach out messages before you do anything else, so that you are in that same mindset of, I'm just here with the intent to add value to my friends and to make everything, and to make those connections. I'm not here to sell stuff. I'm just here to be a friend. So be real. So send a message, and in your own verbiage, the way you would normally talk to that person. Be like, hey girl, haven't seen you in a while. Or if it's somebody from my page, I just say, hey, thanks for following my page. I love meeting like-minded friends. Are you in the fitness industry or just working on your own goals? I can't wait to get to know you better. If it's an old friend, I say something like, hey, I can't believe it's been so long. Good thing we have Facebook to keep in touch. It seems like you are doing well, or I love that your kids, and I say something personal, and then I ask a question at the end to keep that conversation going. So if you ever feel like you're in a rut, or you feel like you are you don't know where to start with your reach outs, and do 10 to 15 in a 24-hour period, and you will get so many conversations going that it's just really going to inspire you too. And remember, though, that you're posting stuff on social media about what you're doing, and so it's naturally going to come up when you're talking to people. They're probably going to say something like, you're so motivating, or I love your fitness pictures because it makes me want to go work out, or I wish I could have the energy you have. And that leads into conversations about them, and maybe you could help them. I heard this quote from Missy Reaver. She's another coach, and she said, begin and end with love. And she said that the other day on her wall. I was like, yes, that's exactly what we're trying to do. We're not going in with the agenda of, I need 2 more Success Club points by tonight. We're going in with, how can I love you? How can I add value to you? How can I be your friend? And anytime you do that, you'll have the right heart, and it'll be received really well. And don't be nervous about reaching out to people you haven't talked to in a long time. Don't stress it. They're people too. And then the last thing, if you want friends, make sure you be a friend first. So like their pictures, comment on their posts, be there for them, and they will show up for you. And it's not about you, it's about them. So the second thing is, you got to invite. Our job, one of our vital behaviors, our JOB, is we just have to invite. And I like to do this first thing in the morning. I do my reach outs, and then I invite. That way it's like a Band-Aid, rip off. And if you're doing enough reach outs, you're going to have lots of conversations and things to invite people to. Or if you're sharing your progress, you'll have natural conversations happening with people going, you're so motivating, or good job, looking great, whatever it is. And then you can take that to a personal message and talk to them. So this is just something simple. I say, hey, so-and-so, I'm putting together an online fitness challenge group where we will hold each other accountable, with our goals. I thought about you and thought it might interest you. Would you like me to send you some info? If not, no big deal. Just wanted to throw it out there. P.S. and then say something personal like, P.S. It looks like you guys had so much fun camping. Or P.S. How did your marathon go? P.S. Congrats on your new cute, adorable baby, whatever. But what I do is I am not trying to beat around the bush, because when you want something from somebody and you start the beginning off with some fluffy duffy stuff like, hey, you're such an amazing person and blah, 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 blah. And then you go in at the end with what you're wanting from them, then it seems extremely insincere. And so just lead with it. Just, hey, this is what I'm messaging you about. You've already established the relationship and connection. You've been messaging them back and forth for a while now. And then you can say, I'm putting together this group. And if you start your day off with prayer and say, inspire me to know who to talk to and what to say, then you're being genuine when you say, I thought about you. Your name came to my mind. And I thought this would be something, it might interest you. The thing that when you say it might interest you, would you like me to send you some info? If not, no big deal. It makes it so breezy, and it kind of gives them an invitation to back out, which seems crazy, right? Like, why would you want to let them back out? Well, because it might not be the right time, and that's okay, right? So, and then I always like to end with something personal, so I also show that I'm interested in them and not just interested in my own agenda. Plus, it gives them, anytime I end with something personal, they usually reply back to that, if nothing else. So, like, oh, thanks, my baby's getting chubby, whatever. Okay, so you know how you're posting about your progress on your wall, and people are liking, etc. Anytime somebody comments on your stuff, at their name and reply back to them in an individual comment line. So for example, today I had people that commented on a post I did about Facebook not boosting my posts. And so I went through and I added everybody at Amy, at Jen. And you want to do that with everyone, because then it shows a personal connection. And then you can take it to a personal message and say, thanks so much for your support with liking my pic. I'm a little gun shy about putting myself out there, but if I can inspire or help anyone, then it's totally worth it. So thanks. How are you doing? So by doing that, you're acknowledging that you appreciate their support, and you're just starting that conversation off to see where it can go. So the next thing you want to do is you want to engage with them. So you've sent them the invite message and they say, yes, I'd like some information. So this is when you talk about their why. So a transitional statement I like to say is, because they'll probably say, what is it? Or when is it? Or how much does it cost? Or something like that. Usually it's, yeah, tell me about that. Or I've seen you do those things. Sure, tell me about it. And so a transitional statement I use is, I would love to tell you all about it. But first tell me what's been going on with you lately with your health and fitness. I want to give you the best info for you. And that conversation starts to go back and forth, right? They might say, well, I want to lose 20 pounds. I used to be really fit, and then I had 10 kids, and now blah, blah, blah. And they'll say whatever. And I keep asking questions and going back and forth, and I always relate and validate what they say. So they say, I just had a baby 6 months ago, and I'm so tired, but none of my clothes fit, and I'm frustrated. So then I say, oh, man, I know how you feel. I felt that way too. And what I found was if I just tweaked a couple of things by exercising 30 minutes a day and drinking my Shakeology, I just felt so much better and the pounds melted off. Or for me, it was, I know how you feel. I felt the exact same way. I felt like I was drowning in my own life. But what I found was adding in a workout that I was super excited gave me the power to make positive changes in all areas of my life. And then you can take it to the next step and keep asking questions until you feel like you understand who they are and why they want this. So if they just say, I want to lose 20 pounds, you wouldn't reply back with, I have a perfect plan for you. It's called blah, blah, blah. You want to know things about what do they used to do for fitness? Do they have injuries? What's their day like right now? Is there anything they hated? Is there anything that they liked? And it's not that you're going to give them 20 questions, all in one thing, because they won't ever reply back to you. You do that, but choose two that might be strategic. Like, what did you used to like to do for fitness when you said you were in shape? And what's changed since then? Or where would you want to go now? And how come right now? And by saying things like that, like by them saying, well, I've been struggling with depression because none of my clothes fit. I don't have any energy, and my twin sister's getting married in 2 months. That's a bigger why than I need to lose 20 pounds, right? Because you want to be there for them. You want to show that you get them. You understand where they're coming from. You have been there too. You've been in their shoes, or maybe you haven't, but somebody on the team might have. So your feel, felt, found could be, oh gosh, man, my friend on the team, Georgia, she once was in your same situation and she battled whatever, diabetes as well. And something that really helped her was Shakeology. In fact, it's proven to help lower your blood sugars. Okay, so then that leads you into the plan. So what is it? Where is it? What do you do? What are the expectations? Explain the value of you and use the videos. So I should have pulled up my script. My transitional statement is as I always start with repeating back what they said to me so that I can clarify that I understand them. So I'll reply back with, oh, wow, thank you so much for sharing blah, 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 or whatever. Like, it really sounds like you are serious about wanting to get in the best shape of your life, or you're really serious about changing your health for the right reasons, with teaching your family how to live healthy too. So here's the deal. This challenge is going to be 4 weeks long. I'm going to help you choose a program that's right for you. Is there one you had in mind, or do you need me to give you a couple of suggestions? It's all going to be done online here in a private Facebook group. And you're going to check in every day. You're going to work out at home, and then you'll check in every day with how it went. Post your sweaty selfies, your food accountability, and ask any questions that you want to me and the team. And we'll all be here to support you, because that's how it works. I then will post something every day that's either a motivation, a tip, or an accountability, fun, giveaway kind of post. And that will help to keep you on track and help you to finish this program within 4 weeks. So the expectation is that not the expectation, sorry. What you'll need is a challenge pack, because that's going to have all your tools to get the results that you need. The challenge pack comes with these 3 things, and yada, yada, yada. So then I talk about what I do. I'm here for you as your coach to answer your questions, to help you to stay accountable, to make sure that you are going to finish. And I'm the big sister that you want in this process, to just be there for you. Watch this video and let me know if you want the next steps with pricing, etc. And I'll usually attach the Beachbody Challenge one and the Shakeology one, the clinically proven, so they can see both of those. So I can share with you my exact script. I'm kind of going off the top of my head if you can't tell. But you should design your own so it sounds like you. But you want to just lay it out. That's the point of what I'm trying to make right here, is that you want to lay it out for them, and you want to customize it so it's not scripted. So it sounds really genuine, because you want to be genuine. But what if they say no? Yay! Yay, they said no. That's awesome, because when they say no, that's just an opportunity for you to connect with them. And so what if they say no? Sometimes you got to go back and say, feel, felt, found, and they say, no, it's too expensive. And say, gosh, I know I've been on a tight budget. Like, we were so broke. But what I felt, or what I've been in your shoes. But what I found was that me being a happy mom and being healthy was so important and had more value than $130 a month, and we could find a way. Or I've been where you are with, crazy moving stress, and I found that this is something that actually keeps me focused during those times, and I've been able to do it from anywhere, or whatever. And you can relate to them, give them the opportunity to overcome their hurdle and show how you've done that too. But if they still are like, it's not the right time right now, that's okay. This is an awesome, awesome opportunity for you to just continue on the conversation. So expect that no. So it's totally fine if you get a no. I think in June I'll have to look, probably 60 no's. 60 no's. And I got Success Club 18, but still 60 no's. That's kind of a lot of no. I mean, that's failing a lot, right? That's okay. So this is the best moment or the most defining moment as a coach. Because what you do next shows what type of person you are. So if they say no and you're like, okay, thanks for letting me know, and then boom, that's the end of the conversation, then that's showing that you only wanted them for a sale. They were a dollar amount to you, they were Success Club points to you, boom, personal connection lost. But in this moment, if you take this opportunity to build your bridge and offer something of value, and then let them know how you'll be following up, it changes you into a go-giver as well as a go-getter. So yes, you're an amazing coach. You have this awesome toolkit with the Beachbody Challenge. You're getting results yourself. You're staying consistent. This is something that you're not going to change. You're going to be here for them. So offer something of value to them. So a couple of things that could be of value would be a free group that you're starting at some point during the month. It's always good to have that as an option. So you can follow up and say, I know that you weren't ready for my challenge group, but I'm offering a free group coming up on this date. Would that be something you're interested in? And you can invite them to that. Or you can offer an ongoing accountability group that you check in a couple times a week, and you can add them in there so they at least get some community of people that are trying to do what they're trying to do. Or you can let them know they can create a free account on your Beachbody site for tips and the latest promos and everything that Beachbody offers, that they'll be the first ones to know. Or you can attach a YouTube video and just say, hey, that's totally fine. When you are ready, I will be ready. If it's okay with you, I'm going to check in with you from time to time and just see how your progress is coming along. If you ever have questions, make sure you send them to me. But watch this. I just thought it was super inspiring and that you'd love it. And it doesn't have to be anything fitness related. It can just be motivating or something you think they would like. And then you follow up to the yes. I do this follow-up a lot. Hey, so-and-so, I just want to drop a quick note and check in on your goals. Are you on track with your fitness? I'd love to cheer you on or answer any questions that you have. I got a few typos. Whoops. And then I add in a, by the way, something personal. So I go to their page and I figure out what they've been doing. So by the way, it might be, looks like your trip was fun, or are you having a fun summer? Are the kids loving being out of school? Is it getting hot there? You know, whatever. Anything fun planned for 4th of July, etc. So I'm just building that connection. But I love saying, I'd love to cheer you on or answer any questions that you have, because then they can tell me, heck yeah, I've fallen in love with hot yoga, or right now I've been doing a lot of running because it's summer and I just love being outside. And I can say, good for you, you know, and that can lead into a conversation. Or maybe they're like, yeah, I'm killing it at CrossFit. Tell me more about what you're doing there. Maybe you could teach me some things. That's not my strength, but I'd love to try, or whatever. And so it just keeps you going. But then I also offer, I'd love to answer any questions that you have. So if they're like, yeah, actually, I'm struggling. I have this pain in my knee, blah, blah, blah. I can say, you know what? Sounds like you're doing some high impact stuff. I might have a program that would interest you. It's called PIO. And send them that along, of course, with saying, follow up with your doctor. Makes sense? Follow up. The important thing with follow up is that sometimes you have to follow up with somebody like 6 times before they're ready. And then while you're doing this, you're working through these no's, and you're doing all these reach outs, these invites, these engagement messages, these follow-ups. You got to track it so that you make sure that nobody falls off the map, if that makes sense. So you continue to engage with people. So commitment means staying loyal to what you said you were going to do long after the mood you set it in has left you. So if you left them with, I'm going to check back in with you from time to time, make sure that you do. Or I'm going to invite you to my next free group. Make sure you invite them. Don't leave them hanging, because they're going to be watching you. And that also goes along with social media. You can't just fall off the map and not be posting your own progress and what you're doing, because they're looking for that. They want to know if you really mean it. And so stick with it. And this last quote, I love this one. You will never regret reaching your goal. You will only regret giving up and not trying harder. And so I hear it from coaches when they get to the end of the month and they're like, gosh, this was a crazy month and I just wish I would have. I just wish I would have. And that's a horrible feeling to have at the end of the month. And so as we're going into the we're going into July, it's Summit, and it's the last half of the year. I want you to ask yourself, what are you going to do so that you have no regrets? And usually the regret is that you'll see one of your friends join somebody else's team, or you'll see them working in a challenge group with someone else, or you'll have a message from them that says, hey, I've been really struggling for the last 8 months with my fitness goals. Can you help me? And you're like, oh, I should have reached out to you. I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were struggling. Yes, I would love to help you. Tell me what's going on. And it's that feeling of, oh, man, I should have been there for you, and you weren't. So just do what you can in the time allowed in your day with your work schedule, and honor the most important things that we do as a coach, which is talk to people and just talk to lots and lots and lots of people. So I'm going to stop share and answer any questions that you guys have. Any questions? Was that helpful? Okay, so let's see. I'm going to go through this really quick. Amazing story. Yes, you guys got to track. The first couple of years I used the business activity tracker. When we moved one time, my kids spilled Shakeology or chocolate milk or something on all of my papers, and all of my contacts were then lost. I now keep it on Google Drive because it's so much easier to filter on Google Drive in an Excel type spreadsheet. And I just type people in there, and then when I do talk to them again, I put the date, and then it's just a really fast system that I have. If they sign up, I say, sign up with Challenge Pack, Challenge Group, and then I put the start date. So then I'll know when to follow up with them again. But you got to track it and follow up. That's part of the relationship building process, you know. Think about when you date somebody before you get married. It takes a while. Like you plant seeds. You go on one. It's not like, boom, we met, married, right? No. It's like you want to go grab a movie or coffee or dinner, and then it's maybe you want to go grab another thing. Maybe you want to go dancing, and then eventually it's the whole progression. You want to meet my parents. Do you want to go on a weekend trip with my family? You know, and then boom, a year later or so, then he pops the question. And it's just like that. And so, well, that's good. She's very, very organized. Yeah. Sarah Lenore, if you want to watch her tracking stuff. And so is Brigitte Linford. That's a strength of theirs. And so if it's not a strength of yours, that's okay. You can learn. But all right, guys, thanks so much for being on the call. Just remember to not fear the no. No, it's not anything. It just means they're not ready right now, and that's okay. Our job is not to convince anyone to do anything. Our job is just to be here for when they're ready. Simple as that, right? So y'all have a great night. Have a great July 1st. I want to see lots of sweaty selfies for the new month.